Take a look at this digital course that I created for a client. I created it in Ontraport and it looks beautiful. It took me days and over a week to create, and the reason is because you have to create every page as if it were a web page. So you're in a page builder where you have to say where everything goes. Versus, I created a very similar course yesterday in just a couple hours in GoHighLevel, and it was so much smoother. Here is that course, and I'm not saying one is better than the other, Ontraport versus GoHighLevel for creating a digital course, but it is very important to know what you're getting yourself into, because if I had known ahead of time, I would have made a different choice. I was already using Ontraport for this client for a CRM. We were sending emails. There was automation in terms of a lead magnet going to an email nurture sequence. So it wasn't that big of a step. It was a tool that we were already using. But had I known you had to build every page using a page builder, and yes, you can copy and paste. You can get one page the way you like it and then copy and paste. But inevitably, if you make a change on one page, then you are going to have to manually do that change on the other pages. So let me show you around the course that I made in Ontraport, where it is beautiful. The way that this looks, that is, you cannot do in most other digital course platforms. You cannot make it look structured the way that you want it to. You put in the course content and it structures it. It makes it look how you want. You can add your own branding, but in terms of like the way I have the title, the summary, changes the background. This is the main part. I have step one, step two, a video, multiple videos. I have homework, and then there's download, things that you can play. Back to the module before, go to the next module. All of that is very custom, and it does show off the benefits of using Ontraport. But if I flip back to the course that I built in GoHighLevel, this is really what most digital course platforms look like. I mean, pretty close. Whether we're talking about platforms like Kajabi or Teachable, you put in the content and it lays it out in its way that it lays information out. So just clicking on one of the lessons, it shows that there's a video in each one. I input the transcript into an AI tool to get a summary, and I plug that into here. And then when you're done, when you've completed the video, you can mark it complete, and it'll take you to the next lesson. And like all of this, you cannot change the way it looks. Some things you can choose to not have in there, but you can't change the way that it is laid out. This module is all about. Let me show you on the back end what I'm talking about in terms of like things that you can change and things that you can't change. So I'm in Ontraport now, and these are all the pages that are part of what they call a membership, which I'm calling a digital course. And when you click on one of them, it will load the page builder. Within a page builder, it's just like any other page builder. There are sections, there are essentially widgets, and your best course of action is to get one page looking exactly how you want it. So get the whole page laid out exactly how you want it, and then you can copy and paste it. You can duplicate it. Now, what happened to me, inevitably, after I duplicated the page so that there was the number of pages per lessons that I wanted, I would see something that needed to be changed. For example, like spacing between these two text editors. Or I would see that, oh, I want this video to have this thick black outline around it. It almost looks like it's a screen. It just makes it look more substantial. And then I would have to go change that on every single page. And in the end, between either noticing that I made a mistake or interacting with my client who had some feedback for me, and then I'd have to go make changes, it took beyond over a week or two. It took about a week or two to complete. Versus yesterday, I created this course. Now I already had the content, but I was able to get it uploaded into the GoHighLevel platform. It took me about 3 or 4 hours total. And that includes creating all the summaries. The summaries come from the transcript. I was doing my video editing in Descript because I knew that I could export that transcript, bring that into my AI tool. I was using Claude, and then I would tell it to create a summary, and I could pop it into here, so that when someone is going through the course, they can see very quickly how this lesson was going to help them. Let me jump into showing you how I created the course. I'm in memberships. Under courses, I collect products, and it's create new product. I'm going to jump into the one that I have created already, and you'll see that you're able to create new modules, submodules, and you're able to create new modules, submodules, lessons, a quiz, assignments. In this case, I didn't need all of that flexibility, all that customization. I just have a module and lessons. So there are 4 modules. I would hit add content, add module. And let me do that. So new module test, add content, add lesson. Within the lesson, you can upload a video from your device. And for me, I was taking the transcript from Descript, popping that into Claude, getting the summary, and then pasting that into the lesson description here. They make it really easy to create your own thumbnail for the media, for the video if you'd like, but also you can just let it choose. With one click of a button, you're able just to select it from the video that you already uploaded. Very easy. And you want to make sure that you publish that. I'm going to discard it, but you publish that lesson. And you will also publish the module. Once you have all of your content uploaded, you can go through the details. You got to have the title, description, you have your course thumbnail, information about you, and you'll just go through all of these sections to make it look polished. You can customize your template, although I just chose the default one, and I think it looks great. And you know that I am very particular about the way my digital courses look like, as you can tell from the other digital course that I created for a client. But they've made the default theme look very legitimate. Now, before this becomes real, you need to create an offer with it, and the offer basically attaches a price to it. So create offer. So you probably want to label it with something about your title of your program, and then here you put in the product. The product is the course that you created. The type is either free, one-time, or recurring. Right now I have mine set to free, and then you can describe this type of offer. So now you are actually able to let somebody into the program, but there is a little bit more customization that you want to have. The client portal, let me show you that. So this is your client portal. If you have multiple courses, people log in at the same portal. I have it labeled for consistent clients, the name of my business. Once people are in, then it will show all of the courses that they are signed up for. After logging in, you can see that the way I'm logged in, I only have access to one course, and then when you click on the course, then you're back able to view all of the content. So now you've seen how to go create the course in GoHighLevel. I just showed you in Ontraport what the final course looks like. I'm going to finish showing you that overview page. When you first log into the course that I have in Ontraport, it shows that for those first 12 sessions, technically it's 13 when you include the welcome, I'm able to put in notes here about this client is offering a group coaching program that accompanies the digital course, or I guess the digital course accompanies the group coaching program. So it enhances it. And I have notes about their coaching session, next coaching sessions, which ones are going to be canceled, which ones are next. And I wanted to make it very big, the bonuses that are available. On the sales page, I made a big deal about the bonuses, so I wanted to make the bonuses a big deal as soon as people log in, and also I wanted to make them readily accessible. Again, in like a Teachable or a Kajabi or GoHighLevel, where there's all of the data is structured in a way that you cannot change. You can absolutely add all this, but I think this looks prettier. Lastly, my final assessment of which one you should use, GoHighLevel or Ontraport. If you are already using Ontraport as your CRM, I think in a lot of cases it makes sense just to stay in that environment. If you have the time to dedicate to building each page separately, but you probably could save money and definitely save time by having your course in a separate program. Now this digital course, it's part of her group coaching program. I have a report that shows how we got here, how she shifted from only individual coaching to also offering group coaching. And she was actually able to sell programs along the way so that she was getting paid to build this digital course component of her group program. If you're interested in how we made that happen, I explained it in a free report. You can see it in the description.